weed, prune, and dig to your heart's desire in the company of friendly gardeners while preparing this beautiful space for the Fall Harvest Festival, a KPFT fundraiser on Saturday, October 24th. Again, volunteers are needed any Saturday or Sunday between now and October 24th. Visit kpft.org for events like this on our community events calendar. This is KPFT Houston.
Animals are my friends and I don't eat my friends WTF. Next up is Vegan World Radio on Mighty 90.1, yeah.
Hey Susie, did you ever stop and think about where your food comes from? Let's take a trip to a factory farm and find out. That meat comes from little piggies who can't turn around. Those eggs are laid by birds, crammed into tiny cages. And that milk is from a cow whose calf was taken at birth and made into veal.
And that PSA was from Compassion Over Killing, a excellent group that made that PSA, and you can view it on YouTube. And indeed, Susie does drop her omelet after hearing and seeing that message. Stay tuned for Vegan World Radio. Today we'll be celebrating World Farm Animals Day and World Vegetarian Day. My name is Jerrilyn, and we'll be guest hosted today by our wonderful Ivan Espinosa will be joining me in the studio. We'll be speaking to Maribeth Abrams, spokesperson for the North American Vegetarian Society, Kristen Lee Ohanyan, our own hero here with the Society of Peace and all of the events going on in town, and a number of excellent surprises. So please stay tuned for Vegan World Radio coming up next.
You say you love every living thing in the whole universe, and you hope that one day we will live in peace on earth. You don't believe in these wars or fighting. Why must there be so much strife? You wonder why more people cannot value human life. Is there a part of thou shalt not that you don't understand? All creatures have the right to live, not just your fellow man. Every fish swimming in the sea, every bird in the sky, every chicken and cow and pig, they all don't want to die.
And you are listening to Vegan World Radio on KPFT Pacifica Radio, 90.1 FM in Houston and 89.5 FM in Galveston. And you can also hear the show live and streaming from the internet on kpft.org. And to learn more about the Vegan World Radio show, be sure to visit our website, veganworldradio.org. And that was a beautiful clip from Justine Maela, a vegan musician, songwriter, and guitarist. We encourage you to look her up. And today on the Vegan World Radio Show, we will be celebrating veganism and hearing from two longtime vegans, one here in Houston, Kristen Lee Ohanyan, president of the Society of Peace, a group that hosts wonderful events every month, including some upcoming exciting events that are taking place here in Houston. And we'll also be speaking to Maribeth Abrams, a spokesperson for the North American Vegetarian Society, which is the group that founded World Vegan Day back in 1977. 30 years, and it's still going strong. And today we'll be talking to you about World Vegetarian Day and the wonderful spirit of activism that is in the air all throughout the globe. And with me in the studio is Jerrilyn.
Good evening, Ivan. Thank you for joining me tonight and doing the show together with me. This is going to be fun.
It sure is, and it's exciting to see how much the movement has grown. And sometimes activists become discouraged and tired, but it's important to emphasize that the movement is growing, and the progress that we are experiencing is tremendous, Jerrilyn.
And that's how we motivate each other, and to be a part of this worldwide day beginning tomorrow and throughout October. October being Vegetarian Awareness Month. Yeah. It's an exciting time.
It sure is. Making your mark on the world is hard. If it were easy, everybody would do it. But it's not. It takes patience, commitment, and lots of determination to make your mark on the world. But the animal rights movement is making its mark on the world. It has reached a tipping point. No longer a fringe extremist cause. It has now become a significant social concern that leading members of society have endorsed, including Congressman Dennis Kucinich. We'll have a clip from Dennis Kucinich today on the show.
That you found for us, Ivan. I'm so excited about that.
Yeah, he's a visionary leader and one of the few vegans in Congress. And we'll also hear from many other individuals who are pioneers of the animal rights movement today on the show.
Oh, it's an exciting time, and in just a few minutes we're going to be speaking to Kristen Lee Ohanyan to give us an update of all of the festivities here in Houston.
We have many exciting events coming up.
Oh, and we've got to make time for the announcements because we're going to have so many things going on. And, Ivan, before, we're going to go to Kristen in a few minutes, but before we do, we're going to be playing a piece of music, and it's introduced by Bob Linden, our friend in California who does the Go Vegan Radio show. You can find out all about it. You've heard him before, but his website is goveganradio.com. But he's going to be introducing the music we're going to segue into to get in the spirit of things before we bring Kristen on the line. And I think we're going to go to Kristen in just a minute, but actually, the clip we're going to hear from Kucinich later is actually tied into Bob Linden, isn't that right?
It sure is. Bob Linden spoke to Congressman Kucinich and encouraged him to give a talk to the movement and to the many activists out there in honor of Vegan Earth Day.
Which was a creation of Bob's.
Yeah, he spearheaded Vegan Earth Day, and he got Congressman Kucinich to talk about the importance of going vegan and all of the wonderful benefits that it brings to our planet.
Bob Linden is actually a miraculous hero of the movement. He's been having his radio show, it's almost like a decade now, and he created Vegan World Earth Day. I keep getting the name wrong, but we're going to hear about it later. And, well, he's going to introduce the music. This was actually from his show, and it's a fun piece of music. And then after we play that clip, we're going to go to Kristen. So stay tuned, and you're going to hear that next here on Vegan World Radio on 90.1 here in Houston. And we're going to play that clip in just a bit.
Oh, I promised Rosalie Carpenter I would play her song, I Became a Vegan. She called me. She said, Bob, I'm 86. Don't wait too long to play it. So here's Rosalie's song, I Became a Vegan.
I'm never gonna eat no meat no more. Count me out as a carnivore. Should have done this years before, but I didn't have a clue, do you? What made me change my stupid ways? Two good things from happier days. One had cancer, the other one a stroke. Both much too young to grow. So I became a vegan. V-E-G-A-N. Eating what nature gave us when human life began. No matter what what your politics, church, or race. We all have in common a human face, and that means our bodies share the same needs. Food not produced by violent deeds. So close down the slaughterhouse, open up the cages, say goodbye to those dark ages. You want to help, but you don't know how. Kick the meat habit right now. Fields full of cows instead of grain. Starving people, where is our brain? It's a 5-letter word that can save the world. Let's say it again and again. That's vegan. V-E-G-A-N. Vegan.
Welcome back to the show. And I think, Ivan, we have our guest online. Would you like to introduce her?
Of course. The irreplaceable Kristen Lee Ohanyan, president of the Society of Peace here in Houston. Welcome to the show, Kristen.
Oh, well, thank you, Ivan and Jerrilyn, and thank you for that wonderful introduction. And I love the music you just played.
Wasn't it great? It sure is lively.
It is.
And it's a great thing to have music like that because we have plenty of lively events going on here in Houston, hosted by the Society of Peace. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the wonderful events that you have lined up here in our backyard?
Oh, I'd be happy to, Ivan. And, of course, tomorrow, October 1st, this kicks off our Texas Veggin' Out Days. We started this campaign 4 years ago, which encourages Texans to dine out and support local vegan and vegetarian establishments.
Wonderful.
While showing consumer demand for compassionate cuisine. And this, of course, takes place on October 1st, which is World Vegetarian Day, and October 2nd, which is World Farm Animals Day, and also Mahatma Gandhi's birthday. So we're very pleased that this campaign has been recognized by the North American Vegetarian Society, and I know you'll have Maribeth Abrams on a little bit later in the show.
Right.
And it's also supported by the Lone Star Vegetarian Network. And to kick off our festivities here in Houston, we are holding our Texas Veggin' Out Days Houston dinner event tomorrow, October 1st at Pepper Tree. And I'm very excited to say that our event, we're now on a waiting list only. So our event is full.
All right.
Which
That's
is
excellent.
fantastic.
You know, that just, it shows us, Kristen, how much the movement has grown, and it shows us that the level of interest in vegetarianism and veganism has grown tremendously.
Oh, it really has. And, you know, just because our event is full tomorrow doesn't mean that there aren't other vegetarian establishments that you can go out and support for Texas Veggin' Out Days. And a wonderful resource is happycow.net, where you can look for restaurants all over the world, and you can support this campaign wherever you're located.
Yeah, we definitely encourage all of our listeners to participate in this wonderful campaign that Kristen is telling us about, and support all of your local vegan establishments. There are plenty all across the city.
Well, and the important thing is that they always stay busy. You know,
Right.
it's easy to think that there's reasons we don't want to make a drive and go out to dinner, but especially on this day, but all year round, really, we need to support our vegan restaurants.
We really do. And like you mentioned earlier in the show, this October is Vegetarian Awareness Month, so October 1st also kicks off that whole month of activities. And on a really important note for World Farm Animals Day, which is October 2nd, there's a wonderful resource to check out online, which is World Farm Animals Day website, which is www.wfad.org. And I'm actually on the website right now. You can actually see the rate of slaughter that goes on for chickens, pigs, cows in the United States per second. So I want to encourage all of your listeners to check that out. And that really drives home the need for everyone to adopt a plant-based, compassionate, peaceful diet.
Yeah, the need for it is tremendous. It prevents all sorts of diseases. It saves animals. It protects our earth. It conserves precious resources. And we're happy that Society of Peace is doing great things to advance the vegan movement here in Houston.
Well, and
Well, thank you, Ivan. And it's really exciting. We have so many things coming up this month, not just this week, but next week we also have some other great events, if I can tell you about.
Of course.
Yes,
October 10th is a big day for the Society of Peace. Can you tell us about the events on October 10th?
Oh, I'd be happy to. We are having a vegan bake sale on Saturday, October 10th from noon to 3. This is part of our Vegetarian Awareness Month activities. We will be at the Texas Wildlife Rehabilitation Coalition open house. We will be selling delicious vegan baked goods and also giving out free veggie dog samples while they last to the public.
Excellent.
And
Kristen, we're hungry in the studio.
Come on over.
Don't do this to us.
And you can find information on this at our website at societyofpeace.org. And also that evening, we are so excited. Professor Gary Francione, who is a Rutgers University professor of law and philosophy, he will be in town, and he is our featured guest speaker for our vegan potluck dinner event that night at 6 o'clock. And he's doing a wonderful, powerful presentation on animal rights, the abolitionist approach.
And where's that taking place, Kristen?
That is taking place at the JVB Meditation Center on Highway 6 South. You can get the address from our website. And Professor Francione, he will also be doing another speaking engagement that morning at the Jane Community Center open house. He's the keynote speaker that morning.
Excellent.
And then he will be our featured speaker that night. And so we really want to encourage the public to come out, learn more about the animal rights philosophy, bring a vegan dish to share with everyone there, and just have a really great evening with us.
And Kristen, this one is not sold out, is that right?
This one is not sold out, and of course there's no fee to, this event is free. All we're asking is that if you come to participate, please bring a vegan dish, either an entree, a side dish, or salad to share with everyone there. And for those of you that may not know, who are listening, our potlucks are vegan, so all food needs to be free of animal-derived ingredients. That means no flesh, no eggs, no dairy, and no honey.
Now, Kristen, if people want to RSVP for that, how can they do that?
Yes, for any of our events, you can email info@societyofpeace.org, or you can call or text the Society of Peace line at 832-722-1376. And you can always visit our website. You can RSVP online there as well.
And remind us again the events on Saturday, October 10th. What time and location for those?
Certainly. Professor Francione will be at the Jane Open House at 9:30 that morning as a keynote speaker for their event. Then our vegan bake sale is from noon till 3 at the Texas Wildlife Rehabilitation Coalition. And then at 6 p.m. we have our evening event featuring Professor Francione. That's Saturday, October 10th at 6 p.m. All the information's on our website, including addresses and times and even maps to the location. And also we should point out to the listeners the following week there are some superstars also coming to town.
Big superstars.
Dr. Neil Bernard, T. Colin Campbell, Dr. Caldwell Esselstyn, that our friend Dr. Baxter Montgomery is bringing to Houston for a town hall forum. So October is just a great month in Houston. There's plenty of events for everyone to come out and get involved and learn how to adopt a plant-based vegan diet.
Well, and Kristen, you make it so easy for people because you maintain an update every single week and constantly this calendar of events. We're going to go over more of the announcements at the end of the program, but Society of Peace gives such a welcoming community and a supportive network for vegans and the veg curious to come to any of your events. They're ongoing. It just happens to be World Vegetarian Awareness Month, so a lot's going on right now, but you get kudos for all that you do. And right after we speak to you, Kristen, we're getting ready to play another PSA from Compassion Over Killing. I know you're aware of them because, too, as you pointed out, along with the joy of World Vegetarian Day, it is also the sobering reality of World Farm Animals Day, and people should have a look at that ticker of how many that we never see, out of sight, out of mind, and that is the point of our PSA that we're going to be playing. You might have seen it. It's the Would You Like a Side of Truth with that? I don't know.
Oh, yes. I love that.
Describe that for us, Kristen.
Oh, and if I'm remembering right, it's their commercial where they've got a young girl and they're offering her food. Is that the right one?
That's it, Kristen.
Yes, I love that.
At a fast food drive-through.
Yes, and just the expression on her face. And I hope everyone will go to the website and actually see the visuals because it's very powerful. And I know there are so many reasons that people adopt a vegan diet, whether it be for environmental concerns, health concerns, spiritual concerns. But really what keeps us vegan and what keeps me vegan is the ethics behind it, the animals.
Of course. You're definitely right about that, Kristen. We are not only consumers, but creatures of conscience, and each one of us has the power to turn away from the cruelties of the modern factory farm. And that is why we appreciate the great work that you do. And I think the fact that Society of Peace has so many wonderful events going on during the month of October is a testament to the success of the vegan movement.
Oh, well, thank you, Ivan. I agree. And we've got another great event coming in November, so everyone will want to attend our Vegan Thanksgiving, our annual Vegan Thanksgiving event. This year we have moved it to a larger facility so that we can accommodate everyone and we don't have to put anyone on a waiting list. So
Excellent.
It'll be fantastic. And really the most important statement that you can make with your life is how you choose to live. And living an ethical vegan life is so important for all of us.
Thanks again. We've been talking to Kristen Lee Ohanyan, president of Society of Peace. Please do check it out at societyofpeace.org, and we'll see you tomorrow night then, Kristen.
Okay, thank you. Happy Texas Vegging Out Days.
Thanks a lot, Kristen.
All right, bye-bye.
And we're getting ready to go to that. We're getting ready to go to that next clip. And remember, this is from Compassion Over Killing. You can see the clip, and you need to really appreciate it.
Yes, go to youtube.com and look up the Compassion Over Killing clip.
And then be sure to come right back to us here on the Vegan World Radio Show on 90.1 KPFT in Houston.
What if we were served a side of truth?
I'll take a super bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich.
Okay, that'll be meat from a pig who can't even turn around, an egg from a bird kept in a cage so small she can't spread her wings, and the milk of a cow whose calf is taken at birth to make veal. Ma'am? Hello?
Was a clip from Compassion Over Killing. We encourage you to look that up. And now we will be hearing from the Congressman Dennis Kucinich. The wonderful Bob Linden arranged for Dennis Kucinich to give a short talk to people all over the country about the importance of going vegan. And this was a few months ago for Vegan Earth Day. And even though that statement was made a few months ago, it's more relevant today than ever before. And back then it was the summer, now it's the autumn equinox, but Congressman Kucinich reminds us of the importance of veganism and the great benefits it brings to our planet, and we encourage everyone to get involved, especially during this month of October, with all of the wonderful events that Kristen mentioned. So here we have a clip from Congressman Dennis Kucinich.
Hi, I'm Dennis Kucinich, and I want to say hello to everyone at the Vegan Earth Day Community Festival. It's important that we celebrate this day, not only because it's the summer solstice, but also because for many people it's the beginning of new opportunities to be able to make a transformation in the choices they make about their food every day. What does it mean to be a vegan? Well, I can share with you what it's meant to me. When I made that decision back in 1995, I was in a different state of health. For many years, I suffered from what some know as Crohn's disease, and I was told that there was no cure for it. But by a vegan diet and by the use of Chinese medicine as an extra help, I don't have a problem anymore. I just want to tell you that for health reasons, for compassion for animals, there are many reasons that people can make that change, and also for helping to save the planet. There are many reasons why a person may be a vegan, as there are vegans, I suppose. But for me, it's been one of the most important decisions in my life. It's enabled me to have increased clarity and vitality, and it's given me a joy of life that I can't say that I really had when I had another diet that was weighing me down, physically and spiritually. I'm so grateful that all of you have come together on this important occasion to be able to renew friendships and also to renew commitments. Now, finally, the national media is starting to recognize the importance of the food that we eat with respect to someone's health and also with respect to its impact on the environment. When I was traveling the country and would tell people that I was a vegan, they weren't sure if that was a political party or not. They weren't sure if that was some ethnic group. But as I've had the chance to inform people and share with them my own understanding of what it's meant to my own health, as well as to the health of animals and the happiness of animals, people start listening. And in a way, each one of us, each one watching this at this moment, has the chance to affect another person and to get them to explore alternatives to diet and the choice that we make that affects our own health, the health of the planet, and the happiness and survival of animals. This is something that can create great joy in life, and it has for me. And I'm grateful for all my friends in the vegan community who have shown a continued commitment and a pledge to you, my willingness to keep spreading the word and to keep letting people know how important it is that we reflect on the impact of our choice of diet on the world and on ourselves. So thank you very much. Go vegan.
And that was Congressman Dennis Kucinich on the importance of going vegan, particularly during the month of October for the vegetarian awareness. And Jerrilyn had the opportunity to speak to Maribeth Abrams, spokesperson for the North American Vegetarian Society, which is the group that founded World Vegetarian Day. How was that, Jerrilyn?
Oh, it was a pleasure to talk to her. You know, we've spoken to her earlier this year when she told us all about Vegetarian Summerfest. And this is their other big event. And and before I forget, Maribeth is a resource of information by herself. She's an author of many books and videos, and she's a nutritional consultant. And I think it's maribetheabrams.com if you want to see a picture of her and find out more about her. She's really a delight, and she's supported our show quite a bit.
And I think no matter who you talk to, Jerrilyn, I think it's easy to recognize the success that the movement has experienced, the tremendous progress that we've made. Veganism is alive and well, and our numbers keep growing every single day.
And we see it reflected in musicians as well.
Of course, such as the great music of Justine Maela, who we've been listening to during the show. So now we are going to turn to the interview with Maribeth Abrams of the North American Vegetarian Society.
Right, after a little more music from Justine that's going to introduce it. And don't forget, you're listening to KPFT 90.1 in Houston. This is the Vegan World Radio Show. And don't forget to look at us up at veganworldradio.org.
A commotion like I've never heard before. Like thousands have been released, and they're dancing to a marching beat. There's a party in the street, they're for all to see. Could it be that finally the animals are free? The animals are free. The animals are free. Could it really be that the animals are free? The animals are free. The animals are free. Can't believe my eyes and what I see. The animals are free.
And with us this evening is Maribeth Abrams, spokesperson for the North American Vegetarian Society, nutritionist, cooking instructor, public speaker, author of many books, including Tofu 123 and the upcoming 4-ingredient vegan. Maribeth will join us this evening to speak to us about World Vegetarian Day beginning on October 1st and the kickoff for Vegetarian Awareness Month, which is October. Welcome to the program, Maribeth.
Thank you, Jerrilyn. It's my pleasure to be here.
Well, tell us about how did World Vegetarian Day get started? What is it, and what can people do?
Yeah, World Vegetarian Day was started by the board of the North American Vegetarian Society back in 1977. So that's like, about 30 years ago? 77, 8, 79, a little more than 30 years ago. It was endorsed by the International Vegetarian Union the following year. And the reason that the NAVS board decided to start the World Vegetarian Day was because they were looking for, new ways to bring awareness to vegetarianism. And, it's funny, I was thinking earlier with, Hallmark, they seem to come up with different holidays and everybody goes and buys cards.
Right.
Holiday.
Right.
Well, it was kind of nice because what NAVS did was they created this special day. And then over the years, over the past 30 or so years, people have been celebrating vegetarianism more and more every year. And it really is becoming really a beautiful, not just education, I was going to say it's not just a celebratory event, but an educational event as well.
Well, you have beautiful information on the website, worldvegetarianday.org, and there's a lovely poster. Tell us about the poster and different things that people can do.
Yeah, there are some beautiful posters on the worldvegetarianday.org website, and you can go onto that website and you can actually request them to be sent to you for free. You can also download them, but if you need some nice glossy things, you can go ahead and request them. And another really nice thing going on that website, on the worldvegetarianday.org website, is that there's a contest going on. People are able to enter their creative ideas as to how they are promoting World Vegetarian Day. And the grand prize for that, do you know what the grand prize is?
I think it might have something to do with what we spoke to you earlier about this year, right?
Yeah, the prize is a free Summerfest package.
Oh.
It's really exciting being able to go to the Summerfest for the full conference Wednesday to Sunday in Johnstown, Pennsylvania, and not having to pay anything, room, board, all the educational programs, the entertainment, everything, which is really exciting. So that's a reason to get onto that website.
And that's an incredible trip. I know after you were on our program before, speaking about Summerfest, I had people contact me. They say, we want to go there. We want to celebrate our wedding anniversary there. We want to go on that serene vacation and be surrounded by the good energy. And so that's a very good reason to enter this contest.
Yeah, and the other nice thing is that just by going on there, onto that website, the worldvegetarianday.org website, is that you can see a lot of ideas for what other people are doing to commemorate World Vegetarian Day, which, of course, is the first day of Vegetarian Awareness Month, the month of October. So it's a real good kickoff for that. And there's, all kinds of ideas on there. And, some of the ideas are kind of things that you may have already thought of, things like, hosting potluck dinners, doing library displays in your public library. But another interesting thing that I've heard about is that a lot of teachers, even if they're not vegetarian, are looking at this as an opportunity to build vegetarianism into their curriculum for the day, for the World Vegetarian Day, or for some time during the month, and being able to teach about vegetarianism in the classroom, even if they themselves are not vegetarian. That's the amazing thing, is it's sort of like, oh, this is Vegetarian Awareness Month, let's learn about vegetarianism. And these people are not even necessarily vegetarian, so it's exciting that it is becoming such an educational event.
It provides us an opportunity for newcomers to join in, to find out about it, to have a festive event, and to also find out more about NAVS. I notice also on the website there's some real benefits for folks that join NAVS, including the magazine, a discount on Summerfest, looks like recipes. And tell us just briefly, what is, for people who've not that familiar, North American Vegetarian Society, how long it's been around, and that this is one of the great campaigns that you guys do.
Yeah, it's the North American Vegetarian Society. It serves as sort of as a support network, an outreach group, an educational resource for people who are vegetarian or who are interested in vegetarianism. They host the Vegetarian Summerfest, which is their annual conference, and they were the ones that started World Vegetarian Day. And they've got some really great publications. They have a bookstore. The interesting thing is even though it's called the North American Vegetarian Society, the principles behind NAVS are veganism, not vegetarianism. It's really just vegetarian in name only. The principles that they espouse are vegan. And so people are encouraged to take that next step to veganism if they're not there yet. I just thought of another really great World Vegetarian Day idea. This is something that I heard about a few years back, and I'm pretty sure that I heard it from Amy Hamlin. I'm not 100% sure. So Amy, if you're listening, I'm giving you credit. If it was somebody else, you'll have to let me know who you are. but it's amazing, and I'll tell you what I think it was what she had organized, and it falls in line with the principle that when you hand out really good food for free, people really love it, and they're very happy to receive it. And what she did was she and people that she was working with, they brought free, delicious vegan food to the local radio station. And it was World Vegetarian Day, and they had, planned it all out in advance. They were going to be bringing food down so that every DJ on every shift for the whole day was going to receive all these, really good burritos or who knows what it was. And talk about it, like, oh, we just got this great food, brought to us by the local Vegetarian Society, and this is what we're eating, and they brought it to us because it's World Vegetarian Day. And there they are talking about World Vegetarian Day because they were brought free food. I did something like that a few years ago where for our local paper, I brought a bunch of food down to the newspaper office. I just gave it to them. I'm like, here's a bunch of food. I'm giving everybody lunch today, and here's a bunch of literature. This is why I'm doing it. And so, of course, when the next issue came out, they did mention, it's World Vegetarian Day or it's Vegetarian Awareness Month, and we got this great food brought in from this local group, and this is what they had to say about it, and et cetera, et cetera. So don't underestimate the power of just giving people of power free, really good vegan food, because it's a great way to get press. And I would say that's a really creative idea that you could do and perhaps enter in the contest on that website.
Oh, that's an excellent idea, Maribeth. Food transforms people's minds. There's nothing like getting to taste how delicious vegan food is. And we have the same policy that you just mentioned. Of course, our show is Vegan World Radio, but we commonly use the word vegetarian since it is known to people. But by that, of course, we mean all plant-based. And I noticed that's also the name of the magazine. NAVS has its vegetarian voice, but I can testify every article, every recipe is, of course, vegan. You embrace veganism. And before we wrap up with you today, it looks like this wonderful event, World Vegetarian Day, set on October 1st, but can be observed any day close to that, and of course the entire month of October. But why was, if you know, back in 1977, why did they choose the date of October 1st?
You know what? I'm not sure. I don't know the answer to that question. I'm not sure if the month came first or if the day came first, but I know that whichever one came first, the other one followed it. They were deliberately planned to be around the same time. You
know what? I might be able to have a little trivia question there, because I know another group has World Farm Animals Day on a similar day, and I believe it's around Gandhi's birthday. It was October 2nd.
Oh, yes. No, that's it. I knew I had heard it before, and I couldn't remember, but that sounds right.
So we're
I have to bone up on my trivia.
Well, it's a great way to remember Gandhi, of course, and walk the path of peace by nonviolent food. And this is fantastic. All of the resources that are available, we've only skimmed the surface, but if people go to worldvegetarianday.org, register your event, even if it's small, even if it's just your coworkers or family, or just handing out some literature or putting a library display, any number of things. There's great ideas here on this site, and you could enter the option to win a trip to fabulous Summerfest, which is really the premier event not to be missed, which will be coming again next summer.
And Jerrilyn, what you just mentioned about handing out pamphlets is that there's a lot of really great vegan organizations out there where you can get those kinds of pieces of paper to hand out, and also on that same website, the World Veg website, there's also a lot of literature that you can order there for free as well.
That literature is wonderful. I'm glad you mentioned that. If people go worldvegetarianday.org and click on outreach materials, in fact, NAVS has been very gracious and sent Vegan World Radio a bunch of those, and we're going to be having a pledge drive next month, and for people who do contribute any amount to the show, you'll be getting some of these beautiful, and they're really, I think the ones from NAVS stand out because they're colorful, they're very appealing, they're very appetizing, they just make everybody, if you weren't vegetarian already, you'd want to go from seeing these brochures, you know?
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Well, in closing, Maribeth, anything else? We know you're a busy woman. You've always got things going on. Any closing remarks before we talk to you next time?
Just that, I am discovering lately, I don't know why it's taken me so long, but it is so important for vegetarians and for vegans to attend vegetarian and vegan events in their communities, or even if they have to drive a couple of hours, just throughout the entire year, and not just wait for one big event in the summer, because it's very rejuvenating and we need it all year, not just once a year.
Couldn't agree with you more. Thank you, Maribeth. You're a wonderful spokesperson. Again, we're speaking to Maribeth Abrams, author, spokesperson, nutritional consultant extraordinaire. And until we talk to you again, we're very grateful having you on the show.
Thank you, Jerrilyn, so much. Keep up the wonderful work.
Talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Listen to your stuff like a world radio, please MPFT. They talk about being nice to animals, yeah. Listen to your stuff like a world radio, please MPFT. They talk about being nice to animals, yeah.
And welcome back to Vegan World Radio here on KPFT 90.1 in Houston. And our grateful thanks to Maribeth Abrams and the World Vegetarian Day event and the North American Vegetarian Society. Do stay tuned because we do have a few other surprises later in the program. But for right now, while we're considering the joy of vegan eating and the solemn occasion of considering how many animals are lose their lives in very tragic ways with the observation of World Farm Animals Day, we're going to take a special look right now at an animal sanctuary that you've heard about earlier in the program. Earlier a few months ago for our July 4th show. I went out to visit a very dear lady in her 70s, Terry DeGaw, who runs the Serenity Springs Sanctuary, home to many animals in need, mostly pigs, also horses, various animals. She has run into a number of very high vet bills. She runs the sanctuary basically by herself, and she is, many people at that age are enjoying a nice, comfortable retirement. She is still doing the good work for animals, so we all need to do what we could to help her. You can find her website and information about her online if you do a search for Serenity Springs Sanctuary and Animal Rescue. But right now we're going to listen to just two short clips. One was actually aired on the evening news because her situation became so dire. And when we come back, we'll give out her address in case you might consider sending in a little contribution to help her out in her situation. And then following that, we'll be listening to a short piece of the clip from when I went out to visit her, and you can hear the sounds of the animals in the background. She's a very devoted woman, a vegetarian, animal rights lifelong hero and activist. So stay tuned for that here on the Vegan World Radio Show, 90.1 in Houston.
They are the animals no one wanted, no one loved, no one cared for, and now they have a happy home. A North Texas woman has opened up her heart and her land to give the animals refuge. But this woman who's dedicated her retirement to saving the animals is now in need of a rescue herself. Joel Thomas traveled to her sanctuary just outside Forestburg in Montague County. This is a story you'll see only on CBS 11.
Terry DeGaw's guests come from all over the U.S. to find salvation here at the Serenity Springs Animal Sanctuary.
There's pigs, steers, horses, donkeys, mini horses, fowl, a goat.
126 animals, but mostly pigs.
Yes, 91 pigs. They were fat at one time, the pot-bellied pigs were. Then people found out they really don't make great pets for just everybody. It is very fulfilling, because at least, you know, you've saved some lives.
At 67 years old, McGaw runs the sanctuary pretty much alone. Her only finances are a Navy pension check and dwindling donations. And unfortunately, her guests eat like pigs. And it's not just the swine.
That's $5 a bale, and I put out 4 bales a day of that. 2 bales a day for the cattle, and the donkeys, they're down the road. Then there's the dogs and the cats. And hen scratch, I think, is the cheapest.
DeGaw's love of animals is endless.
He's just laying around and being loved on. Yes, aren't you?
But DeGaw's money supply is not. Feed costs have climbed. At the same time, vet bills for wounded and sick animals have piled up.
This bill's going to be hard for me to catch up with the feed bill this month.
DeGaw worries that for the first time in 17 years, she and her animals will find no one to save them.
I just keep thinking that it'll all work out. That's my theory, is that something will come to save me.
Joel Thomas, CBS 11 News.
And if you'd like to help out sweet Terry DeGaw, you can make a contribution by sending it in to Serenity Springs Sanctuary. Her mailing address is 2162 Merritt Road. That's in Forestburg, Texas, near Dallas. And the zip code is 76239. And Ivan, it was such a special occasion for me when I got to go up and see this sanctuary that she has. It touched my heart, and then to hear that she's in dire straits, you'll have to go see it yourself sometime. And
it's definitely worthwhile, and we encourage all of our listeners to support her and spread the word to your colleagues and to your friends and your fellow animal activists. She's also on the web at what's the website, Jerrilyn?
SerenitySpringsSanctuary.org. Thanks,
Excellent.
Ivan. And after this next clip, we'll be on with the show. This is a rare opportunity, what you have here in the sanctuary. You get to interact with the animals and know their personalities. So many people, the only contact they have on a daily basis with animals is on their dinner plate. We encourage people on our program to go away from the meat-centered diet, and from your unique perspective of having this beautiful haven for animals, give us some of your perspective of why people should choose not to eat meat and respect animals for who they are.
That's a good question, because yes, I am vegetarian, but I just try to explain to people that what the horrors that these animals go through prior to coming to the dinner table, especially pigs and chickens. And I don't believe in veal crates. You know, I just don't think people should be eating animals, not only because of their own health and the torture the animals go through, but it's also not good for our environment, these massive amounts of poop piles. And I'm living like in the middle of cattle country here, so...
Well, Terry, you're here a hero for these animals who are so abused in the factory farming business, in hunting, in pet breeding, and the work you're doing here is great. And can people who'd like to help you, can they donate through the website, or could they call you and arrange a tour if they would like to?
Absolutely, both. Yes to both.
What is your website?
It's www.serenityspringssanctuary.org. And the telephone number is 940-964-2318.
Well, we encourage everybody listening to help you as much as possible, because this is wonderful what you're providing for these animals and for all of these animals here in your care. Every day is Independence Day for them. Thank you again, Terry.
You bet. Thank you.
And for more information about the sanctuary, be sure to visit serenityspringssanctuary.org. And to conclude, before the announcements, we are going to play a lively, humorous clip from the wonderful Ellen DeGeneres, who is a wonderful comedian and is also a vegan and animal rights activist in her own right. And in the clip, she mentions the late Steve Irwin, an outdoorsman and a conservationist who passed away a while ago. So enjoy this wonderful clip. It's important to be resilient in our activism and promote veganism wherever we go, but we should also have fun with it and use humorous appeals as much as possible. So enjoy the clip.
It's my pleasure to kick things off by introducing the one and only Ellen DeGeneres.
Thanks a lot, Paul. Talk to you later, Paul. Paul. My name is Ellen, and I'm a vegetarian. Just to add another label to me, I am a lesbian, Aquarian, vegetarian. I've said it. I love animals, not in that way, but I love animals, and I watch Discovery Channel, I watch Animal Planet. That crocodile guy is insane, isn't he? Ooh, that one almost got me. He gets bit every single time. He holds it in front of his eye like that. What is he expecting? You learn fascinating things, though, watching that. I'm always amazed at all the animals. I mean, penguins, I like the animals that are monogamous. To me, that's an amazing thing. Penguins are monogamous. They mate for life, which doesn't surprise me that much because they look exactly alike. It's not like they're going to meet a better-looking penguin someday, you know? Even if they were cheating, how would they know? Is that me? That looks like me. I think that's me she's with. I love her. I mean, animals, they're incredible. Nature is amazing. Caterpillars, they spend half of their life as a caterpillar, and then they turn into a butterfly for the second part of their life. They become a whole different thing. That is just incredible. You name one person that can do that can transform in that way besides Cher, and I will be amazed. I get a lot of people quoting from the Bible to me, specifically, which I don't know why, but a lot of people quote the Bible to me. And a lot of people evidently are praying for me, and I thank you for that. Extra prayers from me. Thank you. I would like those people to start praying for the animals, because I think the animals need all the prayers that they can get. And I think God would agree. And I would like to quote something that I actually like a couple of things in the Bible myself. I would like to quote, "Thou shalt not kill." And it doesn't say in fine print except for animals. It just says, "Thou shalt not kill." And how about do unto others as you would have them do unto you? How about that? Thank you very much.
That was Ellen DeGeneres offering some wonderful commentary. And this is the Vegan World Radio Show on 90.1 FM, KPFT Houston, and 89.5 in Galveston. We have some wonderful announcements for all of you tonight. There are great events taking place throughout the month, exciting and lively events that you should try to attend and forward this information to your friends. Jerrilyn is going to tell us about a wonderful event going on in a cathedral here in downtown Houston.
Coming up right this Sunday, Ivan. We're very lucky to have the Christchurch Cathedral at 1117 Texas Avenue is having their Blessing of the Animals at 4 p.m. And they have invited Houston Animal Rights Team to table, and they actually, Heart will be looking for volunteers who might like to help hand out leaflets from the Christian Vegetarian Association, excellent pamphlets entitled "Are We Good Stewards of God's Creation?" We need to get the Christians on our side, and
Definitely.
This is a definite opportunity here. And it goes to show that there's all different sorts of activism and outreach. If you would like more information, please go to HoustonAnimalRights.com, and there's also a phone number for Heart, that's 713-380-HART.
And speaking of Heart is having its relaunch meeting coming up real quick. It's going to take place at the Canvas Vegan Multi-Art Space.
What's that place, Ivan?
The newest venue here in town, Vegan Multi-Arts and Music. And the Houston Animal Rights Team, it's going to have its relaunch meeting on Thursday, October 15th, Grassroots Activism for the Animals. Please become a member of the Houston Animal Rights Team by attending the meeting on Thursday, October 15th. There are plenty of ways to become involved, and Heart has always been a great group with a wonderful history, and it's time to reignite that dynamic spirit of activism that once existed here in Houston with Heart. So please come out on Thursday, October 15th to the Heart Reorganization meeting at the Houston Canvas. For more information, please visit the Houston Animal Rights website. What's the website, Jerrilyn?
That is, once again, HoustonAnimalRights.com. And remember, everyone is welcome to this. It's a free event, and there may just be refreshments. We haven't had word of that yet, but I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised one bit. And again, visit HoustonAnimalRights.com or call 713-380-HART. We really hope to see everyone at that meeting on Thursday, October 15th.
And for these other announcements we're going to be going over, remember you can find these online at societyofpeace.org. They have an events calendar that's constantly maintained. There's so many things going on this month, Ivan. What should we start with? Perhaps the meetup?
Yeah, there's great events going on. Remember, October 10th is the day of great activity. Kristen told us about October 10th. Society of Peace is having a vegan bake sale on October the 10th, and we encourage you to support the Society of Peace at the Vegan Bake Sale. And the Vegan Bake Sale is Saturday, October 10th. It starts at noon, and it goes on until 3 o'clock p.m., and this vegan bake sale is at the Texas Wildlife Rehabilitation Coalition.
Also, if you're looking to make some friends, you're brand new to this movement, you'd like to find out some advice from other folks and just make a connection, find out how other folks do it, and there's going to be a number of social events. The Vegan Meetup Group is going to be having a social gathering at Field of Greens Restaurant October 3rd at 5:30. If you go to societyofpeace.org, you can find out how to RSVP for that online. The Natural Hygiene Network also will be meeting October 5th at a Movable Feast Cafe at 6:30. And if you're a raw vegan and looking for community, the Raw Vegan Potluck Group will gather as they do twice each monthly. The next meeting will be October 14th at 6:30 at Taft Street Coffee House. Please call 713-522-3533 for details.
And one of the most exciting events that is taking place this month is the one also on Saturday, October 10th. It's part of the Society of Peace Go Vegan Days. Can you tell us more about that one, Jerrilyn? It's definitely an exciting event.
Oh, of course, at the Jane Center. You can get a lot more information. Again, let's see. Do they have a website, Ivan? I can't seem to find that just now. Oh, of course, societyofpeace.org has everything. And, there's also, we can't forget the big health extravaganza, the medical event that's coming up.
Yes, that's a town hall meeting with some of the vegan superstars, Neil Bernard, Dr. Baxter Montgomery, T. Colin Campbell. They're having a town hall meeting here in Houston about the declining state of health in the U.S. and how to turn that around. And Society of Peace encourages everyone to come out to that town hall meeting on Saturday, October 17th. Get all the details at societyofpeace.org.
Yeah, this town hall event, you don't get names like this in Houston very often.
You certainly don't, and they're all together at one forum, all at the same place, at the same time, Saturday, October 17th at 7th. What's the time there, Jerrilyn?
Let's see here. Oh, it starts at 7:30 in the morning to 4:15. In the evening, it's at 6011 West Orem Drive. Actually, I think there is a phone number and dedicated website. If you can find it on Society of Peace, but the phone number for it, let me look. Oh, there we go. 713-599-1144. Seating is limited on this. I mean, Dick Gregory, Neil Bernard, T. Colin Campbell, Esselstyn.
Doesn't get any better than that.
It's incredible. It's like a hidden treasure that this is coming up.
So please go to societyofpeace.org for information on all of these events. We encourage everyone to go to the town hall. We encourage everyone to go to the events on October 10th and the Heart Reorganization meeting on Thursday, October 15th.
Well, I don't know how much time we're looking for, but do go to those. There's cooking classes, there's raw food prep classes, there's another conference with Texas Humane Legislative Network coming right up. Also, don't forget the phone number for Society of Peace. I don't have it in front of me, but do join us again next week for Vegan World Radio. We come to you each week out of compassion and dedication to this movement. I want to thank Ivan Espinosa for co-hosting this evening, and Christopher, and our terrific sound engineer this evening. Also wanted to thank Patty Walbridge for helping us this past year as our sound engineer. We wish you well, Patty. And as we go out, please stay tuned for Damage Control coming up next here on KPFT 90.1 in Houston. This is the Vegan World Radio Show. Remember, there are a world of reasons to go vegan, and a vegan world will bring us peace.
Thank you.
KPFT 90.1 FM presents the One World Music Jam, Ancient Beats, Ancient Rhythms, Saturday, October 17th from 6 to 9 p.m. Experience the dynamic, thunderous sounds, graceful movements, and symbolic regalia of percussion groups representing traditional cultures from Africa, Asia, the Americas, and Europe performing together for the first time on the same stage.